bit there. I first met Jeremy during the miners' strike in 84, 85. Young guy, just starting out on his career as a comedian, a stand-up comic, and so on. But he was a comic with bite, he was a comic with principles, he was a comic who could get a message over. And it's so tragic that he was taken from us so young with cancer. But you know what? The day before he died, when he was losing his faculties quite quickly, he wrote a letter in support of a young asylum seeker from Afghanistan to help him get his right to reside in Britain. And I'm pleased to say that young man got his right to reside in Britain and came to Jeremy's memorial. The other I want to remember today is a youngish man who was born in Bournemouth. He was a wonderful filmmaker, socialist filmmaker. He made films for us, for the Labour Party and for others. And when he came to talk to me about his filmmaking, what he wanted to do, I said, what do you want to say? What are you trying to do? And he said, you know what, Jeremy? I want to give working class people their voice. His funeral is taking place now in London. His family are there. Many of his friends are there. To Simon Baker, who made so many good films, I say, Simon, thank you. You inspired others to get that voice across. Thank you for all you did. And the people here at Tolpuddle share your family's pain and grief at your passing. Austerity was and remains a political choice. A political choice made by the Tories in 2010 with the support, very willing support, of the Liberal Democrats at that time. It's hit the whole country in lots and lots of ways. Some people have done very well out of it. Some people have bought big houses. Some people have bought expensive cars. Some people have found where the world's tax havens are. But many others have suffered grievously as a result of it. Think of the youth centres that have closed, the libraries that have closed, the swimming pools that have closed or restricted opening. Think of those people that have lost their jobs in local government and others trying to double up to make sure the public get the service they deserve. Think of those in the health service struggling to keep services running when there's insufficient staff to do it. Think of those people working in the DWP and other departments trying to keep services going. Austerity has cut jobs, cut living standards, reduced hope and opportunity for young people, cut police numbers, cut fire numbers, cut so many others. And across the southwest, there are 600,000 people of working age living in poverty, according to the TUC figures, in the southwest of the fifth richest country in the world. That was the political choice they made in 2010. 1 in 4, 25% of the children in this region are also living in poverty. Real wages are still more than £20 a week lower than they were a decade ago. Workers in health and social care are £36 a week worse off than 2009. This region deserves better than that. This region deserves economic transformation, deserves investment, deserves decent wages, deserves properly funded public services. It only gets 60% of the average UK transport funding. So, yes, a Labour government would end austerity and start to invest and properly fund public services, but we'd also invest in that necessary infrastructure for the future, that necessary electrification of railways across the region, and we'll do it through public enterprise and public ownership, and railways are coming back into public ownership under a Labour government.